So you think you got a lot to say? Well, I think you better clear the space. When it comes to movies, I got the better taste. No one knows what you're talking about anyway.
Hello and welcome to our first Anyway with Sam and Tyler live. And woo! And I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sam.
And we're Anyway with Sam and Tyler.
Anyway.
Today we're gonna be trying to talk about music and ska and order.
We're trying to.
Yeah, trying to. And Sam, you said you prepared the questions for today, right?
I did. I have some questions, but Sam and Tyler, we just kind of go off the rails.
Yeah.
So I do have some questions. I have some questions.
Absolutely. And our show is basically where we try to stick on topic. And Sam and I both have ADHD, and it's really hard for us to stay focused and on topic. And so insanity ensues, and we also have very differing opinions on geek culture. So yeah. But we're not hostile
I sit here
about
like
it
this.
or anything like that. I don't think you're wrong ever.
I sit here like this.
And you think I'm
Tyler
wrong.
rants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say like a keyword, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
And then Star Trek, and you're like,
I'm like, cool. I don't feel like talking for the next hour, so I'm just gonna be like, I hated Aquaman, and then let Tyler go.
That's okay. Everybody hated Aquaman because everybody was wrong, but that's fine. Anyway, so what was the first question that you had for us?
Okay, so today we're talking about music. So we recently Tyler was like, hey, listen to this song I'm listening to. I love it. And I was like, what? I would never think that you were to listen to music like this, forgetting that you actually have a major background in music.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
yeah.
We both have theater experience. Yours is far more professional than mine. Just far more than mine. I just did like youth theater and like a couple side theater gigs, and I had fun with it. I love dancing and I love singing, but I can't do it, and that's okay.
I don't think I've ever actually heard you sing before.
That's lucky for you.
No.
Lucky for you.
We should do like a karaoke stream.
No, that's my worst nightmare.
We'll
I'm so bad at singing. And then like my sister and I will drive in the car together, and I'm like scared to even sing for fun because she's like, no, you're hitting the wrong note. She's like, what are you even listening to? Like, I can hear the music, but I can't replicate.
Sing? Does your sister sing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think my sister is the only person I think in my entire family that can sing a little bit. Sorry, I mean she's so good. She's the best.
She's the greatest. Everybody's gonna sign her.
She's gonna hear me.
No, I mean that's really interesting. Actually, no, I'm sure you can sing. I think I'm one of those people. I think anybody can sing. I really, really do. Maybe not Bob Dylan, but he's such a good writer and he has so much emotion that makes it his what's it called? His presence makes up for the lack of voice. I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. I like his songs, but I like covers of his songs way more than his. But same thing with
that's always sad.
Same thing with 9 Inch Nails. Cannot stand them. When Johnny Cash did "Hurt," I was like, finally somebody fixed this song. Anyway, okay, so yeah, wait. So what was the question? Did you ask the question?
No, I was getting there.
Oh, I interrupted you, and that was rude of me. Words.
That's okay. But to your point about anyone can sing, it sounds very much like Ratatouille, like anyone can cook.
Anyone
and you know what? That's kind of true. Yeah. Yeah.
That was my impression of that
because,
guy. There's like
sometimes
I feel like there's a 5-second delay between us right now.
Oh no.
We're gonna blame daylight savings for this one. Yeah, we're gonna blame daylight savings. Thanks a lot, daylight savings. I completely forgot about it. Okay, so anyway, your question was.
My question was, what is your earliest memory of music?
My earliest memory of music. Oh, I actually remember this. I actually know this for some reason. It's weird. I've blocked out a lot of my childhood. like a lot of stuff. I was very ADHD, so I did a lot of things I regret, and so I just kind of like try not to remember a lot of things because I was really stupid. Not really stupid. It's just I was just really hyper and just got myself in a lot of stupid situations. And so, but I do remember this. My mom was playing Man of La Mancha. I Don Quixote. It's like one of the first songs I remember ever hearing and listening, and then like actually singing to, and being obsessed with that song too. It's an okay musical. It's okay, but I love that song. It's like I Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, my destiny. Yeah, it's that song. Anyway, that's one of the
A singer.
first. That's one of the no, that was terrible. I'm not warmed up. But that's one of the first musical things I remember. And then also when Phantom of the Opera came to Austin, we went to go see it. I think like in my entirety of my life, I have seen Phantom of the Opera on stage. I think 8 times, if I remember correctly. Every time it came through in Austin or went to Dallas. We used to go to New York a lot because I sang at Carnegie Hall one time. My sister used to do like these theater camps and stuff like that, and so we would go. And she would like be invited to go to, and then yeah, it was weird. So like my sister was like the actor, I was the singer, and she just completely gave everything up, and then I gave up singing, and then I wanted to pursue acting. Really, really weird dynamic and weird shift, but yeah, she was very talented, so she got to do like all these really free weird programs, and I got to go to Carnegie Hall for free with my
That's
small
cool.
choir. So, and every single time my mom would go, and we would always have to go see Phantom of the Opera, her favorite musical. And I didn't listen to other music until Backstreet Boys or Spice Girls. That was like not like my family didn't allow anything. I think that they were just like they didn't know what to do, and so they were like, "Our kids are gonna listen to our music," and then like they realized, oh yeah, kids probably should have their own taste in music, so they bought us Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, and that was like my first debut to other music outside of musicals. Yeah, just musicals. Yeah, that's all my parents ever listened to. So womp womp. What about you, Sam?
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
Was it ska?
I can't really I love ska music. I didn't get into ska music until a little bit later though.
Mm.
So, like like after the rage in the 90s again, you know? So,
When it should have
no, I
died.
mean,
When it
I
should have
grew up,
died off, and when it should have stayed dead. I'm joking. I'm joking.
it never died. Okay, so no, just kidding.
Ska never
So,
died.
so it's funny because actually, oh gosh. Okay, so I grew up, driving in the car with my family, and my family listened to a lot of country music, and
Mm,
that was like all I knew for a little bit. Thank God I broke out of that, you know? And I'm
yeah.
a big believer in there's not a bad genre. There's just bad or not I wouldn't even say bad, it's just like what you like. So there are songs or, maybe there
Subjects.
are genres that you don't particularly like, but for me, I can find songs that I like in every genre pretty much. So
Hmm.
there's still a few country songs that I don't mind, that they're pretty good. They're usually like older,
Yeah.
songs. I
Have you?
don't really like the new stuff, but
I don't know if you've heard the Bo Burnham thing from Make Happy, but he hits it right on the head. That there is amazing country out there. Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson. I mean, I even love
right.
Brad Paisley. Like I don't like country at all, but I love Brad Paisley. I'll fuck with Brad Paisley. Um, and part two album is unbelievable and gave me one of my favorite songs, which is "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive," which nobody even knows that song. It's the same song. It's the same CD that had part two. Well, I'm gonna miss her when I get home. The fishing song,
See, I don't even know what you're talking about.
and then 2 Feet of Topsoil. Like fantastic CD, and like there's a middle song called "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive." It's like a 7 minute song too, and it's unbelievable. And nobody knew about it or like knows it or anything. And he froze again, but that's totally okay because I'll just keep talking because I am good at that, or I at least like to think so.
Okay, I'm back.
And you're back. And you're back. Okay. But yeah, so I understand the country like the country craze. I just don't like the spectacle bullshit pandering country. That's what I don't like.
Right. I liked Shania Twain a lot when I was a kid. Like her songs just slapped,
Yeah,
So
I remember that one song, "Ka-ching."
me like
That was a weird one.
5 years old, not knowing what anything like meant, just like singing the songs as loud as I could. But I remember my first the first like band I really liked, like that was appropriate for my age group.
Hmm, what was that? Oh, you're Frozen. Was it Frozen? Was it I can't think of any more ice puns from band names. Okay, anyway, so what was the first band that you knew or that you remember, like,
Okay.
loving that was appropriate age appropriate, apparently?
Age appropriate, right, right. So there was while my sister's giving major attitude, I was like, turn off your Wi-Fi because like all my other devices like have the Wi-Fi off now. So hopefully it's like hopefully this doesn't happen again. So nothing's competing. But anyway, so there was this band, when Toontown opened in like 1993, there was this band called Craig and Company, and he had this album called Rockin' Toontown, and it was this whole album for kids, and it was like there was like songs about like recycling
Ugh, we lost you again. That reminds me, though, while she's frozen again,
and like being stuff.
we lost all that, by the way. So that reminds me of another guy named Joe Scrugg when I was younger, and he was really creepy. His songs were so creepy. Anyway, so okay, so what did this guy do? He did kid songs. He's creepy. He's weird.
No, he wasn't creepy. He was awesome.
Oh, okay. Did he like just have like the
No, he was
guitar?
awesome.
Okay. Did you wait? How?
He
No,
wore a
I'm
lot
not.
of denim.
I'm not gonna ask you how old you are, but yeah, I should know that as your friend, but I also just can't think right now because daylight
It doesn't
savings
matter.
killed me.
I'm
But
old enough. I'm old enough.
yeah. So, but did you ever hear or know of Joe Scruggs? Does that even sound relatively familiar at all? Oh, you're so
No.
lucky. There's this one song called "Goo Goo Gaga Goo Gee Goo Gee Goo." It was the most. It's still in my head and it won't leave, and it's the most annoying song in the world. And it was really creepy because like the music video, it was like Monty Python animation, like the animation that comes in like the foot and stuff like that. It's like that, but with way more shell shading, and so it's really creepy. Like these monsters that were stopping a family who were driving along a highway, and no, that music video like literally gave me nightmares, and that song is like the most annoying song. So it was like a whole thing of like being annoyed and scared at the exact same time. So it was like, yeah, it
Sounds like
was,
the worst.
yeah. So okay,
Well, this guy would go around and like do little shows at like stores like Zany Brainy, if you remember those stores.
yes, oh
And
my
so
god.
we would go and like watch his shows. It was so awesome. So my cousins are a little bit older than me, so it yeah, so I kind of like things that are a little bit like older than I would have been, because like I was pretty young when that CD came out. So
Yeah.
um because of them, I listened to more things. Like, so for example, my cousin's like 6 years older than me. And so we were listening to things like Queen and like Van Halen. He loves Van Halen. So
Nice.
that was really cool. So I also love like rock, classic rock and stuff like that too. So
You know what the weirdest thing with me in music is that I grew up with music. Like, my parents not forced, but they just only had musicals. And then my dad got really into country when he started becoming friends with like country singers. And but I mean, I liked it, but I think I liked it more just so I can bond with my dad. But it was whatever. But I've always loved musicals. But and then like Backstreet Boys was totally fine. I actually preferred Spice Girls. I thought that they actually sounded and sang way better, and their songs were actually just, I don't know, way more. Besides Backstreet's Back, like all the other Backstreet Boys songs, like I don't remember those today. Still today, I remember at least 4 or 5 Spice Girls songs. Like they're way more catchier. Their voices were unbelievable, and so were their harmonies. And it's like back then, like growing up on musicals where it was all about harmonies and ensemble singing and everything, and like being really theatric. Spice Girls hit that note a little bit more harder than Backstreet Boys, where they were all about like we're guys who dance and blah 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 blah, which is totally fine, but it was just like, all right, and so, but then
Backstreet Boys was my favorite because
yeah,
like what they were on Disney Channel first before in sync. So
really, I would have thought it'd be
yeah,
the other way around. With wasn't like Ryan Gosling and Justin, like, wasn't Ryan Gosling supposed to be in NSYNC, but then scheduling conflict, and then Justin Timberlake was in it. That's weird.
I have no idea. I have no idea. From what I remember, Backstreet on Disney Channel either way more or first before NSYNC was.
Wow.
Or at least, I mean, like that's what my personal experience with it was anyway. Which is why I liked the Backstreet Boys because I
Mm,
had more exposure to them. They were actually my first big concert. I was in
me too.
second grade.
Yeah.
You too?
I think I was like, yeah, I think I was like in fourth grade. I didn't want to go actually, which was really funny because I liked them, but
Oh my god, I was
I
so
didn't want to go
excited.
to a concert, and because I stayed home. I was a home kid, like and so our parents' friends, and okay, my sister's best friend and her family basically dragged me to the concert with my sister, to be fair, and like the other families like they were amazing. They were like the nicest people in the world. So they were just trying to include me and to spoil me when they didn't have to, when it was all about their daughter, my sister. But so like I don't like concerts. I've never been comfortable with concerts, and ever since then, I've only been to 5 concerts, and ever since the Backstreet Boys concert, and I don't like them. I do not like concerts, but I love musical theater. I think it's because everybody is quiet, or at least can be heard if they needed to be, and my ears don't ring at the end of it. But I don't know. After Backstreet Boys for me though, because I started making more and more friends and I switched over schools. So full disclosure, when I was like a kid in elementary school, I went to a private school and I was the fat, insecure, angry kid, and I was actually the bully of the school. And then they switched me over to another school, to a public school, and things changed very drastically for me, which was fine and good. And I made really good friends, and they got me into. We actually just like straight up started listening to video game music. They had like some CDs and stuff like that. My friend, dad did business in Japan, and so he would bring CDs of like video game music and stuff because one of my first friends, he would, he was obsessed with video games, so his dad was like video game music, and and so it was really weird how like my dynamic went from like musical theater to like Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls, and then to like um honestly just video game music and movie soundtracks for the longest time until one CD came out called "A Fever You Can't Sweat Out" by Panic at the Disco, and that changed everything for me there. So anyway, that was like my
Yeah,
musical
middle
journey.
school with Panic at the Disco. Yeah, My Chemical Romance, used all of that. I went through
See, I didn't
I will
like
say
any of them.
I kind of it kind of bothers me when people say, "Oh, I went through a music phase where I liked this." Like, I mean, I kind of feel like somewhere people say that out of embarrassment to
Yeah,
kind of give their like, "Oh, I used to listen to that, I don't anymore," or "I don't like it anymore." It's like, do you not listen to it anymore? Or do you not like it anymore? Or are you embarrassed by it?
yeah.
Because
I'm not
our
embarrassed by
music
any of
taste
the music I used to listen to at all.
yeah, I was like, "It's good, whatever." But,
Well, actually, there's
my
one
music
genre, but
taste is definitely
I won't get into that on the podcast. There's one genre where I absolutely regret, but that's a whole other conversation. Anyway,
That's a big anyway.
yeah, the biggest one yet in the
I
series.
now okay, I'm adding that as my final question in this interview. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right.
Tell
So
us. Okay.
I think you can figure out what it is.
Okay.
It
Okay.
starts with a C.
Ah. Anyway,
Anyway, anyway,
so, I think I was introduced to my favorite bands that are still my favorite bands, around 6th grade. My
hmm,
mom actually introduced these bands to me, and now they're behind me. I
nice.
set my record collection out right
Oh,
now. Or
like
part of it.
what's that called? Billy something? No,
Rockabilly.
rockabilly. Okay, so
Yeah, rockabilly.
I almost said hillbilly, and I was like, that's not it.
No, that's not it, yeah. That's really, like, on the norm, that is the most country I get. I don't even like to call it country, but it has some, like, country notes to it, but it's very old sounding, so, it's more like, it's like there's, like a bit of, a bit of country, mostly rock and roll, and,
Yeah.
like a little blues sometimes.
It's
It's
like a
fun.
it's
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 fun.
like it's like the
A
hodgepodge of
bluegrass.
music.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fun. I love the good three-piece rockabilly. You have like the one drum and then the guitar and the stand-up bass, and that is all you need. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Um, yeah, it's so good. And yeah, I get it. Like a lot of it sounds the same, but but you know what you're getting, and it's always good. If you like the one song, you're gonna like them all pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know what you're getting. There was a Disney Channel movie so like the kids at my school like didn't listen to like rockabilly and stuff like that, or not that I knew of anyway. And uh and so like there was this Disney Channel movie that came out called Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, and it's
Oh my
still my
god.
favorite Disney Channel original movie, and it had a rockabilly band in it. And it was so cool. And then like the one aunt from Sabrina the Teenage Witch got up and like I don't think she's really singing. If she is awesome, she's great. I love her in general, but you know, so I was like, yes, finally kids my age are going to know what rockabilly music is. So
And they said
anyway,
nope.
it didn't stick,
Yeah.
no one cared.
I feel
Nobody
like
cared.
rockabilly is exactly the same, like from what I assume. It's like it's very similar to like the Jimmy Buffett type of music, where it all, like you said, it all sounds the same. You know exactly what you're going getting into on each song. They just have different lyrics and stuff. I mean, they're
Right.
different enough for you to enjoy them and not get tired of it. And I feel like yeah, like rockabilly, whatever Jimmy Buffett music is, and even bluegrass are all like the same. But I like bluegrass,
Yeah.
and honestly, if I'm on vacation or if I just really need to chill, like and Jimmy Buffett somehow pops up, I'm not going to turn it off. I mean, Margaritaville is totally fine. I also like what was it? There's like a coconut song too, and like how the now I'm forgetting I'm forgetting all my Jimmy Buffett songs. But there's another one. It's oh, why don't we get drunk and screw? It's hilarious, by the way. And especially
I love Margaritaville, of
why don't
course.
we drink milk and moo is like my favorite line of that song. I think I like the song because he actually makes that joke in the song, and I'm like I like that. That's
It's
funny.
so stupid.
I like
It's so
puns.
stupid.
And so
Yeah,
anyway,
of course.
yeah, no, cool. Um,
Okay.
okay. Second
Okay,
question.
so yeah, I'm trying to open my iPad. Shoot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wait, oh,
Um,
wait, can we talk about wait, yeah, let's talk about, like,
yeah.
yeah, middle school, high school, though. What was the band that got you into more of your speed of music, though, that you kinda just, like was it just rockabilly itself, or was there anything else that, like, deterred? Like, with me, it was Panic at the
No,
Disco, but
oh, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, actually, my mom introduced me to, Stray Cats and, Oingo Boingo. So, I mean, I stuck with those. I was that kid that could listen to the same CD over and over again. In fact, I
yeah,
have the CD in in my, CD player in my car. It's the same CD I listen to, like, all the time. So, yeah, I mean, I did get into, like the emo punk pop rock, no, pop punk situation. So like Panic at the Disco, absolutely amazing. Honestly,
yeah.
still amazing. The Fallout Boys, My Chemical Romance, The Used. I mean, different bands like that. I like them all. And that's kind of what I was getting into about oh yeah, it was a phase. I used to listen to this stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that music is still good and I still like it. And sometimes I still listen to it.
I'm
I
the
would say out of
minority,
all of those bands,
yeah.
I still listen to Panic at the Disco. And I'm glad they've survived.
Yeah,
At least, well, I was just say Brendan
just
Urie,
Brendan,
he
yeah.
carried it on, but yeah.
I mean, the it's a cool thing about Panic at the Disco, and unfortunately, there's a lot of things that's happening right now, so it's kinda hard for me to even go back and listen to them anymore, but I will say that the journey before, was pretty insane and crazy because, like, they broke up, but there was nothing bad. They still toured together, two
Mhm.
members wanted it to be, like, pretty odd because they have bad taste in music, and him and Ryan wanted to continue on, and Ryan had a very bad problem, and his wife was like, "You need to really slow down or end it or I'm leaving." And then he chose his wife and love and happiness, and which is fantastic and good for him. But like that's kind of like that's the cool thing about that. I don't know anything else about what's happening right now, and I apologize. But anyway, so yeah, right now things are happening, and in the world of Brendan Urie is not good. So anyway,
Mm.
so we won't talk about that. But the weird thing is that
And I have no idea about that.
yeah, it's very unfortunate. But the weird thing is
Mm.
that I got into Panic at the Disco, and I did not listen to Fall Out Boy until years later. My Chemical Romance, I only knew Helena and the Black Parade song only because of it always being played on the radio. Other than that, I did not know any other song from My Chemical Romance until about 4 years ago. I just didn't care. I think Gerard Way has an amazing voice. I think he is a fantastic singer. I just did not care about their music because I felt like everybody was too like I just felt like Panic at the Disco was just the best of them all because Brendan Urie's voice. I don't know how he is in real life, but his voice is to me a perfect voice. I think he's absolutely one of the greatest singers of all time that we've had known, like that we've had in recording. His vocal range, his vocal control, his, what he can do, his everything, his falsetto, his head voice is is unmatched. I don't think there's one male singer that I have ever heard who has any head voice like his. It's unbelievable. And not only that, tone and playfulness. He's so animated when he's singing, and it comes out when in his songs, which is what makes his songs so special and so good. And like I was saying earlier, I hate going to concerts. I used to until now would go to any Panic at the Disco concert because that's the only one that I feel like would be better than the CD. It's because he is just so animated. He's a good performer, but the thing is like he's not a performer just for like entertaining people who are at the concert. He's entertaining to what the song pertains and to how to make and how to enhance the song itself. Where other singers will just sing, add dancers, and like the spectacle was what makes the song better. What he's doing is solely to make the song better as opposed to the show better. And that's one thing I have a lot of
And it seems like he has fun with it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like listen to his DuckTales song and then listen to the one that they use for the new DuckTales. Like his is so much his was live on one take for Jimmy Kimmel and it was amazing, or Jimmy Fallon, and amazing. And then the other one that they use is like studio, it's like whatever. It's like, all right, this is generic. Like I love the show. I'm not knocking on the singer or anything like that, but it's like you can tell that there's a difference in even just that one song that everybody loves, where his DuckTales in one take is so much fun and amazing and wacky and weird, and he's like doing weird things with it. And then you have the actual show with the actual singer, the other singer singing it, and it's kind of like, all right, it could have been Brendan, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I saw him at Amoeba Music. I got
oh,
to meet him
nice.
there. Yeah, for the last album that came out. Um, we went to the signing for him, and my friend Lexi and I, like, we waited for a long time. I've never been to anything like that before, so it was one, really fun. So,
Yeah.
and two, it was a long day, but we got to wait in the room, and there's a bunch of switchbacks throughout the shop. And what was really cool is you could hear him singing from, like, the end of the line, and he's just singing and having fun, and it was really cool. And just judging just off of that, because I've never seen him perform live, like,
Mm,
in person.
yeah.
But judging off of that, oh man, I can't imagine. Like, there was nothing there, no sound, no lights, no stage or anything. You could just hear his voice.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I saw him live for the Pretty Odd tour, and even though I hate that soundtrack, there's 3 songs on it that I like. That CD sucks. And I saw that and I loved the show. I hated the songs, but I loved the show because
Mhm.
he's so good. And he also did Karma Police, which was my first time ever hearing that song. Which is by, oh my god, I forgot who sang it. I hate the original song because the guy said like Karma Police. It's so terrible. I hate his voice. Is another person I'm just like, no, you shouldn't sing. Um, but there's a big band. It's like a really big band. Anyways, and so I saw them then, and I saw them for the 4th album, not the one with I again Daylight Savings, and I'm exhausted, so I can't remember all the CD soundtracks. I think it's Vices and Virtues
Yeah.
tour. Saw him for the Vices and Virtues tour.
Mm.
I didn't see him for the Ballad of Mona Lisa, and I love that CD. I'm actually like one of the few, um, like I'm one of the I'm like the minority of the Panic at the Disco fans. I think Panic at the Disco has gotten better and better and better and better. I think Death of a Bachelor is like probably one of my favorite songs, and
Oh, that's a
I
great
love
song.
everything that just came out recently too. Like even more so. I think Panic at the Disco is just getting better, and his Frozen 2 uh song is amazing. When he
Oh
did
yeah, that's my favorite.
yeah Into the
I
Unknown,
absolutely love his
so good,
version.
so
Yeah,
good.
I actually like so I don't know how you listen to music now, like what your normal routine is. I feel like I think the last CD I purchased um was the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack. Because
Nice,
that is one of the best movie soundtracks
agreed.
ever. Or I think it's a lot of the songs are in the movie and or inspired by the movie. So that's an amazing album. But I usually just listen to Spotify, and
Mm.
sometimes I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll spring for the Spotify Premium and then listen to a bunch of songs that I want to, and then make a playlist of songs I like, and then delete my Spotify Premium and then get it again when one of my friends comes out with an album, so I can just listen to their album, you know. Um, but I love to make like random Spotify playlists that are like
Hmm.
very specific, you know.
Yeah,
Like I made a playlist for it's called Civil War, and it was when the movie Captain America: Civil War was coming out. So it's all music that like
people fighting.
Captain America would have listened to, and you know Tony Stark. So really, it's and this is kind of true of of all my playlists because this is how I listen to music. But like, it's like a whiplash playlist, I'll say, because it's like you know AC/DC, and then it's like Harry James, and then it's like it's like Led Zeppelin, and then it's like Andrew Sisters. You know, so it goes back and forth like pretty quickly. But I love making playlists and stuff. So I have on my I have a playlist that's called Bad Bitch, and it has
Oh my
songs on it.
goodness, Samantha. Just kidding.
I know. It has songs on it that like make me feel empowered and like pumped up and ready to go. And so Brendan Urie's version of oh God,
Into
what's
the
that
unknown.
song called?
Into the unknown.
Yeah, Into the Unknown is on that
Into
playlist.
the
So
unknown. Yeah.
so it's really fun. And I try to sing it and I fail miserably, but
You
um
know, it's really weird. Okay, so I've had this from an ungodly amount of people I've dated or friends themselves who get tired of like whatever I put on in my car. Because you and I have driven around in my car before. Like we've hung out and like and and whenever somebody grabs my phone and be like, okay, I'm picking something else, and they go through, I always get the exact same reaction every single time without fail of, what the fuck is your style? Like, what the fuck do
yeah.
you listen to? What is this? Like,
Yeah.
everything is random.
Same.
I am strange. I don't like a lot of old music. I love Queen. I love, like, very specific things. And then I love musicals. And then I love electronica. I love video game music. I love movie soundtracks. And I love a lot of modern shit too. And especially recently. But how I listen to music now, everything's just YouTube. It's just whatever, and I go through it. What I'll do is some of my favorite singers, I'll just listen to the songs. A lot of the times now, I don't listen to words anymore. Sometimes I do, but I don't really listen to words anymore. For me, it's more about the voice, the vocal control, and everything. Because nowadays they have like 4 or 5 writers on a song, and the song will have like a total of 12 different words in it. And so it's just like, who gives a shit? And so, but like, I love Ariana Grande so much. I think her voice is unbelievable. I think her vocal control is fantastic. Her story is fantastic, and I love her songs. Um, yeah, her, Brendan Urie, anything Brendan Urie. Um, I also, I love Halsey. I think she is unbelievable. I love Post Malone. Um, and like I said, like I'll listen to a Brad Paisley song. I don't know if he's actually had anything out in a long time, in a while. And but Yeah, I'm trying to think. But anyways, like I'll also listen to Pentatonics, and I mostly nowadays listen to YouTube covers, like cover people. Like yeah, Pentatonics, or I'll listen to Michelle. What's her name? Michelle. She's Swedish. she's unbelievable. She's like, yeah. Let me give some shout outs to some of these YouTube channels. And Jada,
I really
she's
like Post.
Sup on Bianca from Australia. Anna Pantsu's okay. I Anna Pantsu's huge. She's very, very big. I like her a lot. There's something wrong with her songs or her voice where she tries to be very dramatic, but the thing is something happens and it doesn't come across. Like it sounds disingenuous. Like when you go see a musical, she does a lot of musical stuff and a lot of movie stuff. And like for some reason, I don't know if it's just overacting or what, but it just doesn't sound genuine. She has an amazing voice, but she's a YouTuber that I just can't grasp as to why am I not liking her as much as I should. And also, I think her music just sounds too clean, and that's a problem. Because sometimes I think, especially for some musicals, you need kind of like, yeah, like authentic sounding things. When things are just so crisp, maybe I think a lot of the emotion gets taken out. And there's one more I want to give.
That's a good point.
Violet Orlandi. She is unbelievable. And those are some of the people that I listen to constantly. And she does a lot of stuff where it's she'll get a cover and just do it in her own complete style, and it's so awesome. It was kind of like Scott Bradley band, but I got really tired of Postmodern Jukebox. I got really tired of Postmodern Jukebox.
See, I was like, oh, I like Postmodern Jukebox because
I
for me, it's like bringing a style I really like with the modern music,
yeah
and I think it's kind of like bridging a gap for me. But I also don't listen to it a lot. I'll listen to it every
yeah
once in a while, especially when it would pop up on my newsfeed. I would listen to it,
yeah
but I don't seek it out to listen to
yeah
regularly.
yeah. We have one person who's also chatting in the Twitch right now, Eric, where I was he was like, we'll
Hi,
always
Eric.
in our yeah, hi, in our Discord, we'll just hang out in voice chat all the time, play games and stuff like that. I'll edit or whatever, and I was just playing a bunch of music, and he was just like, "Are you listening to Halsey? What are you listening to? What is this?" And like, I would just listen, and he was like,
See, I'm not the only one.
I'll listen to the same song over and over and over and on repeat and never get tired of it. I will after a while, but like, I can for like 3 or 4 days straight, I can listen to the exact same song. Like I've been listening to Halsey's Nightmare again. I know it's an older song, but I've been listening to it like nonstop lately. It pumps me up. There's another singer I think is actually extremely underrated, and I wish she was way bigger. Is Jessie J. She's unbelievable, and it makes me
Yeah,
sad.
she's really good.
Fucking believable, and yeah. I
Didn't
mean,
she
I
have
like,
like a vocal issue though?
huh?
Didn't she have like a vocal issue?
Oh
Can't she like?
no, I have no
I
idea.
thought I saw something about that recently, where
I've
she like.
oh
I'm not even gonna guess. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that was
like nodes
making
or
it
something.
difficult for her to sing.
Oh, that sucks. No, I didn't know
Yeah,
about that. Damn it, that sucks.
I
Yeah,
don't know too much about it. I just happened to see something the other day. But
uh,
yeah,
yeah,
she's really good.
yeah. Her voice is amazing. But anyway, sorry for taking over. Why don't you talk for a little bit?
No, no, that's totally fine. That's kind of what I was going for though too. It's like so you use YouTube to listen to music. I mostly use
Yeah.
Spotify. I just people when I tell people, "Oh, I bought a CD," or yeah, like I listened to that CD, they're like, "You still listen to CDs?" I'm like,
Wait,
"Yeah, it's
wait. So you said the last CD that you bought was what? Which one?
the soundtrack for Into the Spider-Verse."
Oh, okay. Mine was the Poxy Boggers, which are a group of they're a mature group, mature rating of group who perform at the Renaissance Festival, and they do other things as well. Renaissance
Oh,
Fair,
wow.
and they do all. It's like a group of like 20 guys, and all their songs are hilarious and so funny, and they do it in the style of like Renaissance singer, like a Renaissance chorus. And it's like really rated R songs that are really, really, really funny. Like all about getting drunk, being hungover, being promiscuous, and like all these things, but in like Renaissance style. It's so fun. I bought it at the Ren Fair, and then before that was the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack. Those are the last two soundtracks I've bought.
Oh, amazing. I love Scott Pilgrim. You know, it's kind of you just reminded me of something. So on TikTok, like love it or hate it, like it's been big for the music industry. I
Yeah,
mean, like I know songs they play on the radio now because of TikTok. So like if it's getting to people like me, I know it's getting to a lot of people. But there was this it was a TikTok trend that they did for a while. So they would take a like a kind of like a Renaissance sounding music and put modern day lyrics to it, and it was really funny.
Yeah. Oh,
It's something I think about from time to time. It's
yeah.
just so good.
I also love Sia, and I cannot get through the snowman challenge. Cannot do it.
Uh,
I can't do it. I can only get through like 2 words before the end of the first part. I want you to know that I'm never leaving 'cause I'm Mr.
oh,
Snows.
that's not,
And
yeah.
like, yeah, I can't do the whole. It was a TikTok challenge, and I love Sia. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't reflect. I hate what she
See,
said about her fucking movie. I don't know how you can be that stupid, but hey, that's fine.
okay, I'm so glad that whole movie is trash.
Well, not. I'm talking about the.
I
Well,
saw
yeah, the movies I heard is trash. I refuse to watch it, but also the interview that she gave
yeah.
as well. Like, oh
Oh,
my
I'm sure. I
god,
didn't even bother.
how do you?
I didn't bother. I
What the
saw
fuck?
like I saw clips of that movie actually on TikTok. Somebody went through and she
Oh,
she
did
said,
she?
"Oh, I'm." Yeah, she went through the movie and
Nice.
she's like, "I'm autistic and I saw this movie and I'm very offended by it
Yep. Good for
because
her. Good.
of
I'm
these
glad she did
reasons." And
that.
so she showed clips of the movie pointing out like, as evidence, and she's like, "I don't want people to see this movie. I don't want people to give them the money.
Good.
But this is all you need to see to
While she's
really give
frozen.
the
Oh,
money
yeah.
by watching it." And so I'm like, "I'm good. I don't need to watch it." I mean, I didn't wanna watch it anyway, but, like, especially after seeing that, I mean,
Yeah. Well,
just
especially
everything around it.
since I
Uh,
work in that industry. Yeah, I refuse to watch it, and that makes me so happy that she did that TikTok. So I'm so happy whoever that
yeah, me
TikTok
too.
user is. You are a fucking
And I'm sorry,
hero,
I
and
don't know
thank
her
you for
handle, but
letting us
yeah.
know. Yeah, you're amazing.
Yeah,
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 call
thank you
out
for standing
call
up for
out that
yourself.
Hollywood bullshit. Like whenever they do
Yeah,
stuff like that, like that's
absolutely.
horrendous. It's
Mhm.
absolutely horrendous and unacceptable. So see ya, be better.
Yeah,
But yeah, we are coming up to almost 50 minutes. So what's the
perfect.
next question?
So, I just have a couple more questions. This is
No problem.
perfect. Okay, so, actually, you kind of answered a couple of my questions earlier.
Probably.
So,
You answered
it's
yours
about
now.
concerts. What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm kind of with you, Tyler. I'm kind of with you on the concert situation. I don't go see a lot of big bands or anything. I go to local shows, not to sound like that, but like I go to a lot of local shows, local bands, or I used to. Obviously, within
Yeah.
this last year, no, I haven't. But and then having to, work and do different things, like I haven't been able to get out to many shows as I would have liked to, or I used to. Um, but I love ska music and I have a lot of friends that are in ska bands. So ska in order, the shirt here is hilarious. It's by Bite Me Bambi is the band name.
Oh, they're
Um,
the actual band name. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was
So
I was
yeah,
trying to
Bite Me
figure.
Bambi
I
is
was like, what does ska have to do with Bambi and biting?
it's just a pun. It's funny.
Of
No, Bite
course
Me
it is.
Bambi is absolutely amazing. Actually, you can pre-order their vinyl right now, and I did that already, so I can't wait to add it to the collection. They're actually on Twitch too. This is a commercial, by the way. No,
Yeah.
no, it's because I believe in them,
Sponsor.
and yeah, no, they're great. And then of course, like, um, my very, very first friend ever at school, Talina. She's my best friend from my childhood, and so she's she's a singer in the band and they're just great. They're just great. Her husband's in the band, and a lot of other amazing people are in it too. So they stream on Twitch every Sunday at like 4 usually. So they do like a show. So it's really, really nice that they are able to kind of get that experience of like live music again, especially for free, which is awesome. So you can probably check them out later at Bite Me Bambi on Twitch. Okay. But I used to
Yeah.
go.
Okay. So with me, the only bands I actually remember all the bands I've seen live because I've only seen 5 bands live ever. So mine were Backstreet Boys. When I was like third or fourth grade. Panic at the Disco twice, and I got dragged to a Keith Urban concert. Fucking miserable. I think I actually left halfway through it. I think I was like, oh, I have to go. I don't think I actually finished it because no, thank you. And that was back in college. And then the last one was my friend Olivia Olson's band in Burbank. That was really cool and awesome and fun. So I'd go see her again. I'd go see friend bands live.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So sorry. But to wrap up my thought, I guess, I had some interesting experiences at like smaller shows, right? So I will never forget the first time I saw it's a band called Streetlight Manifesto. They're amazing. So I had this like, back in the day when it was like as soon as the music started, I had this like at the time a cute outfit and everything. The music starts, boom, my belt is gone. Like someone just stole it. It was like the weirdest experience. And it's just like I was so confused. I was really angry because I had just purchased it the day before, but it was just wild.
I'm just gonna let you know we missed
I
the
was also at a
complete
show another time.
we missed the complete first half of that story. You froze again. So all we know is that you lost your belt, and then that was it.
That's all you need to know. So it was like one of those fashion belts that snaps on, right? So I was at the Streetlight Manifesto show. The lights go out to like start the show. Boom, my belt is gone. Somebody ripped the belt off of me, like for no reason at all.
That's creepy.
I don't know. It
Weird.
was weird.
Yeah.
And I was looking for it all night. Thank you guys so much for joining our first live podcast. That's live theater, kids. That's what makes it exciting.
And you froze again. Yeah, we'll do another episode. Keep those questions. We'll do another episode about music later on. But yeah, Sam, where can they find you? When you freeze, I'll just finish it for you.
Please follow me on Twitch for the love of God. Please follow me on Twitch. I do a lot of fun things and usually don't have this many errors or issues with but now that I say that,
Yep, you just froze a bunch again. Follow her on Twitch. She's amazing. She does Nancy Drew and a bunch of other stuff as well. And she doesn't freeze as much like this. And you just froze again. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, she doesn't have this many things. I think it's just because it's Sunday morning. Anywho, so yeah, and so you can also follow me on thegrandgeekgathering.com. This podcast will somehow be edited and put out on all the podcast apps and also on YouTube. Thanks, Eve. And yeah, but check her out at Betty Geek on Instagram, on all the socials, and also support her Etsy shop because she has amazing art. Follow her on Twitch. And yeah, Sam is awesome. Betty Geek is awesome. In thegrandgeekgathering.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and please follow our Twitch. It would mean a lot. We're doing a lot of other live shows like the Marvel live talkback shows. I will be editing live videos and just hanging out, answering questions about editing and stuff, and also streaming some games, as well as streaming live some podcasts like this, Burn After Pitching, and soon Mostly Stream Ranking Challenge. And so, yeah, check out our YouTube and here. Our intro music is by Carlyle Laurent. Our outro music is by Not Sure, and also Not Sure is also on Twitch. So please also follow Not Sure, and have a wonderful week. Wear a mask, and GGG.
Grand Geek Gathering.